Hello everyone and welcome to Zach's Garage. As mentioned in last week's video, I needed to replace the tyres on the 488 Pista. Now we are heading to my friend's garage, it's about 45 minutes from here. It's called Beacon Hill Garage and he is going to be showing me all of his new kit and he can actually change the tyres, do the alignment and do the MOT on the Ferrari all at once. So that's going to be very exciting to see. So it is currently hammering it down with rain and the rear tyres are quite literally on cords, so that could be quite exciting. But nevertheless, let's get to it. So Ash, one of the things I wanted to ask, why do you use the bar instead of a gun? Because I mean, you always see people using a gun, but why using a bar?
Well, for starters, they're titanium wheel bolts, so you don't want to risk stripping any threads or breaking any studs. And secondly, if you have got a normal standard car with locking wheel nuts, you've got little tiny tabs that sit around your wheel bolt, and if you use a gun or any other device, then you risk snapping them.
Oh, okay, so it sort of helps preserve them. I mean, you sometimes do see people like stripping the edges and then it's a whole world of pain then, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. Man, but look at these. I mean, they are light, aren't they? Considering how big that is, wild how light they are. That is crazy. So here's an interesting fact for you guys. When you have carbon ceramic discs, there's actually very minimal signs of wear. The best way to tell is actually weigh them. They will have a certain weight to them that means they're good and a certain weight to them which means they need replacing. So that is actually how supercar companies know when to change your brakes. So guys, no messing around. Look how insane this machine is. Sorry, Ash, can you just drop that wheel again? I mean, there's lazy, and then there's that impressive. I mean, look at that. That's mega. Makes your life a lot easier, huh? Yeah. This new machine that they've got, you don't even have to lever it. It does quite literally everything itself. So I mean, look at it. It's like Terminator. Look at that. No more need for a lever bar that could potentially damage your rim. That has just done it all for you. I mean, look at that. Most people use that nasty white stuff, right?
Yep.
The lube to get the tyre. What's this? Tell me.
So we use this basically Worth's equivalent of a WD-40.
Right.
It's a lot more easier to use. It's a lot slipperier, and it's a lot cleaner when you're doing your tyres. So you've not got all the tyre soap all over the wheels, and it's easier to clean up afterwards.
Yeah, because it is a nightmare, isn't it? Whenever you, especially on nice cars, whenever I have these done, and then they come back and they're just white, and I'm like, great, it takes like an hour to get rid of it. That's quite clever, and that's more efficient, not just with this machine, with anything.
With everything. Yeah.
So if someone's, okay, interesting, there you go. So if you're going to change your tyres, use WD-40 or something similar.
So much easier.
Yeah, interesting. So what is this device doing? You've just put that in there.
That's called a pig's ear. So basically that will hold the tyre against the rim for us.
Right, okay.
So therefore it makes it easier to run around so you don't have to put your hands in and risk damaging yourself.
Oh, okay. So that also saves the wheel and yourself.
It does,
so
yeah.
A little bit of health and safety there as well. Good, good. Now the one thing you can never avoid is the pop, right?
100%, even when you're expecting it.
Yeah, it makes you jump. We're standing waiting for it. Even Billy's still up there and missed it. So now we've got the nice set of fresh rubber on there. We've got to balance the wheel. So why do you balance wheels? Because technically wheels are just circular to the naked eye, right?
You need to add weight to the wheels to be able to balance them, because if you don't balance them, you'll have a nasty vibration.
Yeah.
Because the tyres can be sat in the warehouse in a certain position. They could have their own flat spots.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to balance that out. And also, if you might not know, but the wheels may have a little kink in them at any point, which you don't know about. So again, you can then balance out.
Yeah, so I suppose also it eliminates the fact that some tyres may not be actually 300 perfectly round, right? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Right, well then, let's see what happens. Now, I've just been told that this tyre is obviously quite a good one because it's nice and even, 5 and 5, low numbers,
yep.
right? Low numbers is what we want. Nice. So Ash, now this is reading 0 and 0. You put the weights on.
Yep.
Can you just explain a little bit about the weights? Because like you put two tiny little ones, but they're opposing sides, right?
Yeah, they are. So we've got 5 grams on the inside, up inside there, and we've also got 5 grams on that side as well.
Okay.
So basically the machine will tell us where we need to put it in reference to be able to keep the wheel within the right balance and to keep it central. So once you're lined up, you get a little laser point which tells you where you put your weight. As long as you get that weight evenly distributed over that light.
Yeah, that's it. And so is there ever a time where people may come to have their tyres replaced but the weight could come off? And is there a way of spotting that the weights come off?
Well, you'd probably see a clean patch or an area where the sticky pad's been,
right, okay.
and it will be dirty.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to see from there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. Right, well that wheel is now ready to put back on?
It is.
Ah, exciting. Right, on to the next one. Now, in case you guys were wondering, these are gone. These are nice and fresh. Look, it goes up to my finger. These are spent. Now, I tell you what, it's quite cool. They've got an MGB in full restoration, a Willys Jeep, and a Ferrari. That's pretty cool. So here's a fun one for you. The carbon fibre prancing horse centre cap is still plastic, it's just got a carbon fibre cover over it. So technically this is still more heavy than the normal one. Now, it is important to remember when having an MOT, generally speaking, you have to leave the mechanics to it. So there's not much I can film, but if you want to find out 5 important things to look out for when you're doing your MOT, head over to the Beacon Hill TikTok because they go through it with this car. But at the moment, I know they're about to probe the exhaust on the Ferrari and make sure that it is compliant with the latest emissions. Now, hopefully, we will have an MOT by the end of this evening, and then she'll be good, legal, ready to go through another set of tyres. So it is now another day, another car and another journey. We are joined by Mr. Scully, SK Photography. So we are now heading to Manchester. We're an hour and 40 minutes away, and we've got a nutritional breakfast of the all-new McDonald's wrap, so that's wonderful. That's better than my tropical fruits in a can of a Red Bull. And we're going to a rather cool dealership. We're going to Pagani Manchester. Well, after 5 hours of driving, we're now here at Rolls-Royce and Mclaren Manchester. So let's have a little look around here then. We've got one of everything in here. We've got Rolls-Royce Spectre, we've got a Cullinan, we've got the new Phantom 8 Series 2, and then we also have a Rolls-Royce Ghost, much like we have at home. Now, funny enough, last time I was here, we actually were in the Ghost. This time we're in the Range Rover, and I can guarantee you a Rolls-Royce is a lot more comfortable. But let's go over here to show you guys McLaren, because McLaren is also pretty cool. So right off the bat then, the McLaren GT, I think a car that is commonly misconstrued as the soft McLaren. This thing is pretty cool. We've got an Artura. I actually got to drive one of these in Boston for a week, which was pretty cool. Shout out McLaren Boston. We've got a 570 with, I think, a Novitec kit on it. Looks like a Novitec wing. And then we've also got this, the 750S in this rather outrageous colour. Quite cool. They've also got some merchant, oh, hang on. What have we got here? There is a McLaren key lying here as well. We've got, I would assume it's probably for this one. No. Oh, there is a car outside. I'm sure they won't notice. Looks like it's black, so it'll blend in. They're not going to notice. No chance. They're just not going to notice. Probably. Well, we've successfully stolen a McLaren. No notice. I don't think it's black. I mean, how many? Look, there's a black Porsche in front of us. They're not going to notice this going missing. I mean, and also, they shouldn't have left the keys on the desk, right?
There is that.
Like, that's asking for it. So, I mean, interesting. But if you want to know my initial thoughts on it, go check out the full review of the car. So we are currently in an area called Butt Lane You have Butt Lane Pharmacy, Butt Lane Shops, Tasty Joy Chinese food, but we are currently on the quest to find some food. I think we're heading to a Nandino's to get some chicken, or as the Northerners say,
Scran.
There we go. And yeah, just we got what, 5 hours home, give or take. So yeah, we need a bit of energy in the form of peri chips and chicken. So yeah, we will catch you guys in the restaurant.